The former president is taking big tech to court right here in Florida. He's launching class action lawsuits on behalf of himself and others who've been suspended or banned from social media. 8 on Your Side political reporter Evan Donovan joins us live in studio with more on this. Evan.
Yeah, big story today. Former President Donald Trump, his social media accounts were suspended back in January after that insurrection at the Capitol. He was later permanently banned from Twitter, his favorite social media. Now the full-time Florida resident is fighting back, filing class action lawsuits against those 3 tech companies, Facebook, Google, and Twitter, as well as their CEOs.
We're going to hold big tech very accountable.
Former President Donald Trump vowing to fight against what he calls big tech with a class action lawsuit.
We are asking the court to impose punitive damages on these social media giants.
Trump has threatened and filed many lawsuits throughout his career, both as a businessman and as former president. Few have gone to trial or reached an actual judgment. This time, the future of his political career could be at stake. Daily social media interactions on stories about Trump are down 91% since January, according to data from social media analyzer NewsWhip.
We're demanding an end to the shadow banning, a stop to the silencing, and a stop to the blacklisting, banishing, and canceling.
Trump's legal complaints argue the social media company's status, quote, rises beyond that of a private company to that of a state actor, effectively calling them part of the government that he was running.
The federal government has essentially deputized social media platforms to become the de facto censorship arm of the U.S. government.
Some attorneys say Trump will have an uphill battle proving that in court, but the case may be more about winning in the court of public opinion rather than an actual courtroom.
This case is dead on arrival, and I think President Trump and his lawyers know it. I think this is more of a PR stunt than a legal case. They know this case will be summarily dismissed, and that just adds to the talking points that even the courts are out to get him.
Now, Florida Republicans are fighting tech companies right alongside former President Trump. Florida's new law aimed at social media companies just suffered its first loss in court last week, a day before it was set to take effect.